This video is about bodily functions, the one that we all do. You can deny it or ignore it, but we all do it, anywhere from 5 to 25 times a day. What is it? Farting. In this video, I researched why we produce all that gas so that you don't have to. Flatulence, breaking wind, passing gas, farting, tooting. No matter what you call it, we all do it, whether you're royalty or just one of the unwashed masses. But why do we have to do it? Well, all that gas has to be released from somewhere. The question is, where does it come from? Gas is found throughout our digestive tract. You end up with a lot of gas from two places: the gas, or air if you will, that you swallow, and the gas that is produced in your intestines. The gas that you swallow is mostly released by burping, and the gas that is produced in your intestines is released by farting. Now, I have never heard of anyone exploding from bodily gases not being released, but if you have heard of it, let me know in the comments. I know this video is about farting, but let's address those burps first. Burping is caused by swallowing air. The buildup is then released by burping to get rid of it. These gases are mainly oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, and is called exogenous air. Exogenous air can come from eating too fast, chewing gum, drinking carbonated beverages, drinking beer, drinking through a straw, or smoking. But since we're here for the farting information, let's get to that. Farts are caused by a buildup of intestinal gas. This gas is produced when bacteria in the large intestine breaks down food that wasn't completely digested. This is called endogenous gas. This gas is composed of hydrogen, methane, or hydrogen sulfide. When too much gas is produced, you feel bloated until that excess gas is released. It's a popular misconception that farts are smelly. We fart anywhere from 5 to 25 times a day, and only 1% of them have any odor. The smelly farts are caused by hydrogen sulfide. All the other gases are odorless. On top of that, most of them are quiet farts. So, can you cut down on the amount of gas that builds up in your intestine? Well, you can cut it down, but not completely eliminate it. Gas production in the large intestine and its elimination is part of normal biological processes. However, you can cut it down by adjusting your diet. There are foods that commonly produce intestinal gas. These foods are sugar, soluble fibers such as beans, nuts, and fruit, insoluble fiber such as root vegetables and wheat bran, starches such as corn, wheat, and potatoes, dairy products, since they contain a sugar called lactose that is hard for some of us to digest, sugar alcohol, a type of low-calorie sweetener found in unsweetened gum and candy. If the sweetener you use ends in an OL, it's a sugar alcohol. An example is one that I use called Splenda, which contains erythritol. Notice that all the foods I mentioned contain carbohydrates. The stomach and the small intestine can't break these down, so they move into the large intestine, where bacteria then breaks them down to complete the process of digestion. This forms intestinal gas. Foods that produce high levels of intestinal gas are those that contain the sugar raffinose, since humans don't have the enzyme to break that sugar down. Bacteria have to work hard to break down raffinose, thus producing a lot of gas. Some foods that contain raffinose are beans, whole grains, asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. Another set of high gas producers are foods with a high sulfur content. Some of these are garlic, onions, cruciferous vegetables, and wine and beer. Eating more high-fiber foods causes intestinal bacteria to work harder, which increases gas production. So if you want to increase the fiber in your diet, do it gradually until your body gets used to the change. Keep in mind that not all people are affected by food in the same way. So if you have an issue with intestinal gas, do an elimination diet until you find the culprit, or the worst culprit. The smelly farts are caused by foods such as asparagus, beans, cabbage, coffee, dairy products, eggs, onions, and prunes. Smelliness is also caused by compounds produced from the digestion of meat, or whether there were feces present in the rectum at the time you cut the cheese. Some medical conditions can also cause excessive gas. These are irritable bowel syndrome, lactose intolerance, an inability to break down milk sugars, celiac disease, which is an immune system reaction to gluten, abdominal adhesions, which can cause changes in how gas moves through the intestines, gastroparesis, which is an abnormal functioning of the stomach caused by diabetes. Pregnancy can cause increased gas production because of hormonal activity that slows down digestion. Menstruation also has hormonal changes that affect the digestive tract. We ladies just can't catch a break. After going through all this, you may wonder, what can you eat? Keep in mind that most of the foods listed are good for you, and that flatulence is a normal biological process. And the sulfur that produces those stinky farts is an important mineral in the body and is used to make proteins, fix your DNA, and protect your cells from damage. And remember, all of us don't react to food the same way. It's only when there's excessive gas production that there may be an issue. But don't hold those farts. If you do, gas just builds up and that quiet little toot can turn into a shotgun blast. Well, that's it. Whether you're the King of England, you, or your neighbor, it's nice to know that we all have something in common. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to give that YouTube algorithm a boost, as well as my spirits.